Today we have with us King Philip II, commander of the Spanish Armada, and Queen Elizabeth, commander of the English force fighting against the Spanish Armada. The Armada was a powerful Spanish naval military that was once thought of as invincible. However, in 1588, this so-called invincible army was defeated by the British. So King Philip, why did you send the Armada to England?
We wanted to turn Elizabeth's Protestant nations back to Catholics.
What kind of force did you send to complete this task?
We sent 132 vessels, over 20,000 soldiers, 8,000 sailors, and 2,500 guns to defeat England.
Queen Elizabeth, once you found out about the Armada being sent your way, what did you do to prepare?
We created a defense force with 13,000 soldiers and 4,000 veterans. We had 233 ships, including 156 support ships, 34 galleons, and 35 Dutch ships. Before they showed up, we were trying to gather as much weapons as possible. Much of us were armed with bow and arrows. We put wooden stakes in the beach as boat obstacles for protection. We didn't have very strong land defense, so we had a very strong navy.
King Philip, what do you think failed you and turned your invincible army into a defeated army?
Unfortunately, I believe a great deal of it was with me being king. I decided to make our battle plans and didn't accept any advice from my top naval officers. The problem with this is that I have never actually been in war. I knew in my mind how a war should go and based our plans off of that. I decided that I would split up our army. We would bring most of our naval ships one way and the rest another way to meet up in Kent. Our smaller portion, however, was blocked by the English and Dutch and couldn't make it to Kent. This weakened our army and left our other half vulnerable and waiting. Medina Sidonia was the commander I chose, which I believe was a good option, but he also stayed in the bottom of the boat quite a bit for safety, which was not a huge help to our force.
So, Queen Elizabeth, tell us about the battle off the coast of Great Lines.
We saw that the Spanish were docked, waiting for the other half of their army to show up. So we set 8 ships on fire and sent them out toward the Spanish.
We saw them coming and went frantic. We quickly cut our anchors to get away and we headed out into the sea, with the English pursuing us.
While they were at a point of weakness, we decided it would be a good opportunity, so as Philip said, we pursued them and off the coast of Great Lines. We engaged in battle. From our prior battles, we knew that our weapons did not do any damage toward the Armada from long range. So we took the chance of getting closer. We also knew that they looked forever to reload their weapons. We damaged lots of the ships and sunk several.
Most of our weapons were meant for land, not for the sea. So our weapons took a while to reload. This weakened our forces, and with us clearly outnumbered and clearly going to lose, we made the decision to head back to Spain.
How do you feel about this accomplishment, Queen Elizabeth?
I believe that this is one of our greatest victories.
Now, some people believe you defeated the Armada because you were stronger. However, some people think you were unprepared and just got lucky, while others believe you got lucky, but you still used your strength and good strategies to defeat the Armada. In fact, my numbers show that you only destroyed 6 out of their 132 ships through naval combat, and somewhere from 50 to 64 ships were destroyed by accident or Atlantic storms. 3 of your 4 galleys were destroyed on the way before you even reached England, and the majority of Spaniards killed were killed due to lack of food and water or diseases, not English fire.
Well, while I think there was luck involved, it isn't like any naval force could have beaten them through the circumstances. We got lucky and King Philip was a terrible planner, and that the weather was definitely on our side, destroying many of their ships through storms for us, but I also believe that we had a good strategy. If we hadn't sent out those 8 ships on fire, I don't know what would have happened. We may or may not have won. That was a huge help to us getting the victory. And that was strategy, not luck. And yes, this terrible planning allowed us to do it, but we used our strength, weapons, and strategy to defeat them. We also had some of the faster ships for our time.
Personally, I believe that a huge chunk of the reason that they won was that they had favorable weather conditions, and our invasion plans had lots of problems. But I do still think they used their strength and strategy, and that was part of the reason they defeated us. Sadly, we only returned to Spain with half of our ships and 1/4 of our troops.
So that was why the Spanish Armada was defeated.